So you are the Senior Vice President of People and Culture for Just Food for Dogs.
Yeah.
And you were in this crazy growth cycle. In fact, you were opening up stores almost one a week. Wasn't that something like that?
Oh, like 5 a week.
5 a week.
Yeah.
5 a week.
Yeah.
So it's just like all hands on deck. It's just stupid crazy. COVID hits and then everything shuts down.
Yeah.
So walk us through, because when you were saying in all this chaos, you said, you know what? I realize that we're all in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's even, you know, again, it makes sense in what's happening today in the world and just the last few days of what we're dealing with and what we're faced with and how we feel about what's going on. Yeah, COVID, like all of us, it pulled the rug right out from all of us, and just took us down this path that, you know, we joke that we work in Just Food for Dogs time, which is like dog years. So, you know, 1 year is like 8 years of work, because we were moving at such a pace of growth, multiple channels, across the country. And then COVID hits, and there's literally about a week of the brakes being on, just because we were all still in shock and what are we going to do? But I remember the date, March 13th, we sent the headquarters team home. Okay, it's work from home and we'll start working through this. And I was literally saying, I was creating policy, I was figuring out ideas, we were brainstorming every 20 minutes. And I'm not exaggerating, there was something new, and all of you have faced that as well. And I literally just this morning texted somebody and said, we will look back on this and we will tell stories about it to help others grow, because we will be able to know we made it through it. As there's a helicopter outside my house now for who knows what reason.
And you live near Burbank, right?
Yeah. Yesterday they started boarding up and kind of things. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll fingers crossed. But the storm versus, you know, we're in the same storm, but we're all in a different boat, was such a realization for me, and my team and all of us, you know, executives and leaders, as we all started to kind of come together and figure things out. Everybody looked at it from a different point of view. There was no way for us to put a blanket statement out and it be okay with everybody or everybody agree. There was no way to create a policy that covered not only the actions people should be taking, but how they felt about it. More than ever in my career, a real understanding of looking into, and this pivotal thing it came up in a couple of different scenarios prior to COVID hitting, but I really dug deep into it. And when you called me, I was like, that's what we need to talk about, is how these incremental shifts can make significant impact. And just by pausing for a moment, and I'm literally talking 30 seconds and rethinking something. We've all learned it over the years as managers, right? Don't send that email in the heat of the moment. Don't have that conversation in the heat of the moment. But we need to do it in how we take action as well. And I realized that as COVID hit, especially, is that seemed like the right thing. It seemed like that's what everybody else was doing. It seemed like that's what the guidelines were, but it just may not have been right for each unit, each facility, each department. Obviously we had umbrella policies we had to put in place, but we also had to get deep into thinking about each individual. And to the point of, you know, we learned so much about our teams personally during this time. People who were more susceptible than others for reasons we had no idea about until this happened. People who were dealing things within their family or had people in their family that were, medical workers that we had no idea about. So the connection with our team, as stressful as it has been and sometimes completely overwhelming, has been amazing to be a part of. And it's hard work.